I had a brilliant idea 3 Wednesdays ago, and in the time since I've written a full draft of my screenplay in an absolute fury. It's about beavers. And now it's time to review it, breathe, and start in on what is generally a painful and slow round of ruthless editing. The first thing I do when I start this phase is save a draft. I do this the quick way by hitting File, Save, or Command S to save it, and then I hit the shortcut that appears to name it. When I wrote my draft, I often rewrote lines over and over. I hit the rewind icon to make sure that I arrived at the right alternative. What was I thinking here? This scene needs some serious work. I isolate my view to focus on cuts and restructuring before deciding that the whole scene doesn't currently have a place in the script, so I omit it. After finishing my first round of edits, I take a look at what has changed by going to Revisions, View and Track, and viewing edits since the first draft I saved earlier. I take care to deselect the Live Updates box so that I can see what was deleted too. It's time to pull in a collaborator. Alfalfa is a great writer, but a violent editor. So I'm going to save a second draft before we start making changes. This time, I'll do it the slow way so that you can see the alternative. I'll never deselect track on this revision so that it will show all changes from this point in red, just like the first draft. While I'm here, I remember that Alfalfa and I have decided to work in revision mode to watch each other's changes, so I create 2 revisions. I want to view both, but only track my own, so I select no on the option to add everyone to the Dennis revision, so that I am automatically the only one tracking. Alfalfa does the same thing on his end, and I just have to make sure that I confirm that the edits will be in different colors, and I turn off page colors. I'll change Alfalfa's margin marker to an A and mine to a D, because Alfalfa is colorblind. I definitely want live updates since we'll be collaborating in real time. And we're off. Once that's done, we both deselect View and Track to see our fresh new script. Alfalfa leaves and I trek on with editing. I realize that the scene that I omitted now has a perfect place in the script. I revive it and I move it to its new home. I might also view a dialogue report to make sure that a character's voice is consistent. Check my script statistics for any imbalances of screen time or long lines. And do a quick scan for any common formatting errors. On Friday, Alfalfa writes me to say that he made more changes starting yesterday afternoon. I use the Date and Writers feature to view his changes starting from yesterday at noon until tomorrow to make sure that I catch them all. Looks great. I'd actually like to see all changes that have happened since our meeting, but I didn't think to save a draft at the end of the meeting. Oh, I'll view changes since my second draft, but ignore changes that were tracked during the meeting. Brilliant. I'm starting to feel pretty good about this screenplay. But I want to take a look at my first draft one last time, exactly as it was. So I click to view changes since then, and then select the time-lapse prompt that appears. The first frame of the time-lapse is a copy of my first draft. After I'm done reading through it, I can watch my process from then on and fast forward. Looking back, that was hardly painful at all. And it was so fast. Imagine what I'll do in 3 more Wednesdays.